With the rise of digitalization in our society, it seems like quite the inevitability that artificial intelligence will soon be able to take over many human roles with the capacity to complete tasks at a level and efficiency far beyond human capabilities. But as artificial intelligence continues to develop, there needs to be a much greater and much more widespread emphasis on teaching students who wish to develop artificial intelligence on not only the ethical considerations, but also the ethical implications of their work. Despite the countless moral and ethical conundrums our machines will undoubtedly face, you'll find engineers and programmers ill-equipped to answer these questions themselves. This is because outside of high-level colleges that are often on the forefront of development, education focuses primarily on the technical aspects of artificial intelligence development and has very little regarding ethical considerations. First, let's look at why ethical knowledge is going to be essential for developers of artificial intelligence. According to an excerpt on the ethics of artificial intelligence from the Cambridge Handbook of Artificial Intelligence, current AI is only designed to handle a single task, whereas AI in the future will likely be expected to handle a wide variety of tasks. Now, we can envision a set of potential issues for AI that's completing a singular task, but that's already difficult. So envisioning a set of possible situations for AI that completes multiple tasks will be practically impossible. Additionally, if we're creating AI that completes tasks at a superhuman level, then we have to sacrifice the ability to predict the actions of the machine. This means we can't aim for safe behavior in every context that the machine encounters, and we instead have to aim for safe behavior in what the machine is trying to accomplish, which makes knowledge of ethics extremely valuable to the programmer. Unfortunately, current education for computer science students, including those wishing to develop artificial intelligence, has very little in terms of ethics education. Most of the emphasis is placed on creating algorithms with new capabilities and increased efficiency, leaving ethical considerations completely forgotten. Most schools offer next to nothing in terms of ethics education. At A&M, the artificial intelligence course doesn't mention ethics anywhere in the course description, nor does it have a standalone ethics course for computer science to take. And at UT Austin, they have a singular behavioral ethics course that isn't required. This means that education related to artificial intelligence needs to be restructured to include ethics education. With the help of philosophy, we can teach programmers correct approaches and give them practice with implementing those approaches. It's also important not to teach everything as a classification or a prediction or an optimization problem. And finally, it's important to remember, as Barbara Gratz, the woman spearheading the movement for teaching ethics and computer science at Harvard University, says, the act of building technologies and the way we implement them are themselves political actions. They don't exist in a vacuum as instrumental tools that are sometimes good and sometimes bad. Keeping this in mind is essential for ensuring that the technological world we are building is one we want to live in. So to look at a successful implementation, we can look at the Embedded Ethics Initiative launched at Harvard in 2017, as well as a report on the program given to the Association for Computing Machinery in 2019. According to the website, Embedded Ethics embeds philosophers directly into computer science courses to teach students how to think through the ethical and social implications of their work. According to the report, the pilot program revealed multiple successful strategies for engaging students and encouraging inclusive discussions. The pilot program also proved to be rewarding and engaging for faculty and students. Over 80% of students in all courses and over 90% of students in 5 courses reported that class sessions were interesting. And in all but 2 courses, more than 80% of students reported that they would be interested in learning more about ethics in future computer science courses. So as you can see, the implementation of ethics in computer science courses is not only feasible, but has been successfully done before. Because the continuous development of artificial intelligence is always interesting to see, ethical considerations and implications are often unfortunately forgotten. But it's important we don't let this happen. The more advanced artificial intelligence becomes, the more programmers will have to consider about the situations they might face, and the best way to do so is to educate programmers on the same ethics they will need to be teaching the programs they create. This will require restructuring of the way artificial intelligence education is taught, but it won't be difficult. We can use the successful Embedded Ethics Initiative at Harvard as an example and build a successful and necessary program from there. But something even easier we can all do is to keep ethics considerations at the forefront of our minds. Sure, the newest algorithms and independently functioning programs are cool to see, but always consider what responsibilities are in that machine's hands and what the machine is capable of, and you'll quickly see why this kind of ethics education is something we want all developers of artificial intelligence to have.